lovely time, wasn't it? Oh, your coats are over there, are they? Well, look, I'll come over there, shall I?
What, still no sign?
No, and I think I've waited long enough.
Oh, now, wait a minute.
For pity's sake, it's nearly 2 hours now.
Well, where have you looked?
Nowhere, and I'm not going to look. I'm going.
Oh, now, please, Barbara, don't do that.
Lloyd, no doubt you have several good reasons why I shouldn't, but right now I don't want to hear them, okay?
Please, just give me 10 minutes, And then I'll drive you back. I mean, how else are you going to get home?
Taxi.
Well, now, look, that is absurd. I'll be ready by the time the taxi gets here. Now, come on, please, just sit down,
What do you need 10 minutes for?
Well, I want to satisfy myself about one or two things.
And 1 or 2 people?
No, just the one. The way Rosemary was saying all those goodbyes had more than a final hint of finality about it. Oh, now look, Barbara, a threat, even a veiled threat of suicide, demands attention. Now, you can choose to ignore it if you want to, but I can't. It's a cry, Barbara, and I must respond to it.
I see. Is this how David's going to have to spend the rest of his life? She turns on a little tap of emotion, he has to come running with a handkerchief?
No, I am not suggesting that.
She uses it, Lloyd.
Yes, I grant you that. But to what end? What we don't know, you see, is just how desperate she really is. Now, please, let me go and check the car park, okay? And I'll be right back. Oh, hi, Meg.
Still no sign of David.
Nope. And it's 2 hours now.
Where can he have gone?
Your guess is as good as mine. Meg, I don't think I can stand it. I know the problem and I feel for her. And I certainly don't wish her any ill. But does this go on forever or what? Do I have to stand by and watch her torment him? Tonight of all nights, we should have been left to be happy. Oh, does he have to live with this guilt the rest of his life? I don't think I'm up to fighting it. I really don't.
Well, his car's still in the car park, so they must be around here somewhere.
Not exactly the model escort, David Hunter.
Well, now, Sandy, he does have a lot on his mind.
Excuse me?
Oh, hello. I thought you'd gone.
Oh, not me. I'm here to the death. Now, just put some coffee on. There's a lot of thick heads about.
Glenda, listen. You took a note to Mr. Hunter, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right.
From Mrs. Hunter?
Yeah.
Well, tell me, do you have any idea, I mean, you know, what it was all about?
No?
You didn't just happen to have a little glance.
I wouldn't read other people's letters.
Tell me, Glenda, when did Mrs. Hunter give it to you?
Well, just before I brought it in. Why, nothing's the matter, is it?
Oh, no, nothing's the matter. Look, you better make sure your coffee doesn't boil over. Huh?
Oh, right. Do you fancy a cup?
No, it's all right, thank you.
Right.
Oh, boy, what a mess.
So what do we do now?
Well, we better start searching everywhere, I guess.
Yeah, right.
One thing's for sure, they're not in her chalet.
How do you know that?
Well, I just walked past to check, and the place was in darkness.
Is that any guarantee that nobody's in there?
You came.
Always. Whenever you need me. Always will.
You assume I shall need you.
If you do.
And what would Barbara think of that?
I think she's secure in my love for her.
And love is such a wonderful thing. Lloyd said I didn't love you. He said I hated you.
I don't believe that.
I didn't want to either, but I've been thinking about it for the last hour, carefully. How can you be so sure?
We hurt one another. Of course, that was inevitable. Not hate. Hate never came into it.
If I've ever hurt you, it's been retaliation, fighting back, wanting you to feel what I was feeling. But it never worked. Because I never cared enough for anyone else. Oh, I pretended to at times. just to see what would happen. And nothing did. Nothing did. Nothing did. Nothing did. And nothing did.
Well, he's not upstairs.
Well, and his car is still in the car park. You know, I thought they may have driven off somewhere.
Oh, it's unlikely.
Oh, come on now, Meg. If she wanted to, Rosemary could have talked him into it.
Yeah, well, that's very true. There's no one in here. Oh, my God, Lloyd!
Oh, no,
David!
Meg,
David!
Don't touch him, Meg. It may be a heart attack. Come away, Meg. Meg, you better call an ambulance. Quickly now.
Hello? Oh, come on. Lloyd, is he... Come on.
Hello,
Reception.
Look, Sandy, get an ambulance, quickly.
Meg, you better call the police, too.
Happen.
Please, Barbara. Now, we can't know anything for sure until they get him into the hospital. I'm sure he's going to be all right. They'll do what they can for him.
Now, if you two would wait in reception till the inspector arrives.
I'm going to the hospital.
I'm sorry, miss, you can't.
Well, why not?
The inspector will want to ask questions. Then there are fingerprints, and we're going to need everyone's.
Well, your inspector will just have to wait.
I'm sorry, miss, you can't.
You're going to keep me here by force?
Look here, officer, she can't help you. So
How
there's
do you
no...
know she can't help you, sir?
Because when Mr. Hunter was shot, she was with me.
Oh, yes, sir. Where?
At the party.
The conference room upstairs.
Still no dice, sir. She might be able to tell the inspector something useful.
Now, look, Inspector, you can see how very distressed this girl is. Good God, man, she was engaged to marry Mr.
What
Hunter.
the hell do you think I'm going to do at the hospital? Except maybe cry my eyes out. I'm going.
Miss! Miss! You can't...
Well, it looks like she has.
The inspector will kill me. Now, sir, would you mind waiting in reception?
Yeah, okay.
If the inspector finds you in here, sir...
Right.
Sir.
Yes.
Remind them for me, will you? I'd appreciate it. No one's to leave until the inspector says so.
Okay, I'll tell Mrs. Mortimer, but I'm afraid that you're a bit late for a couple of the waitresses.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, they were very distressed, and Mrs. Mortimer sent them home.
And how would they know, sir?
Well, now, how the hell wouldn't they know? A 999 call, ambulance, police swarming all over the place, searching the rooms.
Mrs. Mortimer should have asked me first, sir.
Well, now, I don't suppose it occurred to her. Tearful girls in a state of shock, I guess. Anyway, they couldn't help you.
And who are you?
Oh, my name is Monroe.
Dr. Monroe, sir.
I'm Detective Inspector Lindsay.
Oh.
Don't go, sir. Well, Hardyman?
Attempted murder, sir.
Yeah, if David's lucky.
David?
Hunter. He's the bloke that got shot, sir.
Bloke?
Victim, sir.
Well, why if he's lucky?
If he lives, he'll be lucky.
Well, what are his chances?
Well, he's lost an awful lot of blood, and the wound was... Oh, look here, Inspector, I can't make any guesses.
So we could have a murder on our hands. Well, what have we got?
Well, sir, the premises are being searched, fingerprints and photographs, sir.
Did you organise all that?
No, sir. Superintendent Fowler. He's been and gone, sir.
Oh. Has he?
Yes, sir. He wants you to phone him. He wants quick results on this one, sir.
Who have you questioned?
No one, sir. Waiting for you.
Well, where are they all?
They're not all here, sir.
You astound me, Hardyman.
A couple of waitresses. They've been sent home, sir.
You sent the...
No, sir. Mrs. Mortimer. She's a director here, sir. So was the victim. She sent them home. Pretty distressed, from what I understand, sir.
I don't care if they were hysterical or having triplets. She had no right. Why didn't you tell her?
I've only just found out myself, sir.
Well, apart from all that, all those who are relevant are here.
No, sir. The fact is, the victim's bit of fiancée, sir.
Yes, well, don't keep me in suspense, Hardiman. She's broken off the engagement.
No, sir.
You've gone nap on her. You have reason to believe that she shot him, man.
No, sir.
You've put your flaming foot in it, haven't you, Hardiman? How precisely?
She insisted on going to the hospital, sir.
And you let her go against all procedure?
Look here, Inspector, I'm afraid that I'm partly responsible
no,
for
sir,
that.
no. Hardiman is responsible for Hardiman. Aren't you, Hardiman?
Yes, sir.
He knows the rules. She could be getting a deathbed statement.
Possible, sir.
Yes. Let's hope for your sake it isn't probable. And we wouldn't want any collusion now, would we?
Collusion?
If Mr. Hunter regains consciousness, him and that woman he's engaged to...
Barbara Brady.
Yeah, they could, between them, decide on a story and stick to it.
The hospital will inform us, sir, when he regains consciousness. If he does.
Will they?
Standard practice, sir.
Oh, yes. Standard practice. And the sister might, out of the kindness of her romantic heart, first decide that the couple can have a tender reunion. How many incidents like this have you been on, Hardiman?
This is my first, sir.
My luck. Did Superintendent Fowler say where I could reach him?
Yes, sir. At home.
All right, Doctor, you can go now.
Oh, thank you, Inspector.
Yes, don't go too far. I shall want to see you later.
Okay, right.
Now for Superintendent Fowler. You didn't hear that, Hardiman.
Hear what, sir?
Hello, you're back early. Enjoy yourself?
Good party, was it?
What's the matter? Oh. Glenda.
Mum, something awful's happened.
Oh, my God, it's Ron, isn't it? He's come off that bike of his. I just knew it.
No, it's not Ron. It's at work. Mr. Hunter's been shot.
What?
Mr. Hunter. Mrs. Mortimer and Dr. Monroe found him lying in the office. He must have been there for ages, all through the party, and nobody knew.
What do you mean, shot? He couldn't have been shot, Glenda. It doesn't make sense.
He was, Mum, honest. He's ever so bad. They don't expect him to live.
Must have been a break-in, I suppose. Was there much taken?
But how could such a thing have happened with so many people about? I mean, didn't any of you hear anything?
Well, they were all enjoying themselves at the party. The conference room's miles from the office, you know, and it wasn't till they were all getting their coats and going home that we knew anything about it.
Police were called in, I suppose. Must have been.
Yeah, they arrived before the ambulance.
Oh, look, don't take on so. Look, he mightn't be as bad as you think.
No, he's strong and healthy. He'll pull through.
I just keep thinking how happy they were, you know, him and Miss Brady earlier on.
Well, if he was so happy, why did he leave the party? I mean, you said they found him in the office.
He must have got called away, I suppose. Well, it could have been something to do with the note.
What note?
The one Mrs. Hunter asked me to give him, you know, his ex-wife. I was coming back through reception and she stopped me and asked me to give it to him urgent.
What do you want to go writing him notes for? Why couldn't she say what she had to say to his face?
Well, I don't know, do I? Just know how jealous she was. Oh, you know, if he even looked at another woman, you could just see it on her face. If looks could kill...
Come in.
Good evening, Mrs. Mortimer.
You remember my son, Sandy Richardson?
Yes.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Do sit down.
I'm afraid I've got to ask you a couple of questions. Now, I understand that you discovered Mr. Hunter.
Yes, with Dr. Monroe.
At what time was that?
Just before 11?
Mrs. Mortimer, can you think of any reason why this should have happened?
No.
None? There was no break-in?
No, sir.
Nothing missing?
Doesn't seem to be.
Well, was there anything of value about?
Well, not really. I mean, it's an office. The things of value to us, but not worth taking.
Who has access?
Family, staff.
Anybody else?
Not the guests. Well, not normally, that is.
Well, was there anything abnormal about tonight?
Well, we just had a bit of a party. People wander, don't they?
Now, I'd like you to start knocking out a list for me from memory of who was here. Would that be possible?
Yes, I'll give it a go.
Passkey. You know, don't you, Rosemary, about David? Rosemary.
I heard noises. That dreadful wailing and lights flashing.
Yes, that was for him. For David.
I'm cold.
Here, Rosemary. Take this. I want you to have a big gulp. Come on. That's it.
For David?
The ambulance was for him, yes. When did it happen, Rosemary? I want you to tell me that. The time might be very important. Do you understand that? You shot him, Rosemary. Where's the gun? You did have a gun, didn't you? What have you done with it, Rosemary? There are going to be a lot of questions, and you just can't turn away from them. They'll all have to be answered, Rosemary.
They can ask whatever they like. There's not a thing I can tell them.